broadcasting to viewers in Liberia and across the globe. Hello and welcome to News Today on KMTV. With me, Anthony Kokoi. Wherever you're watching us from, we say thanks for joining our news broadcast tonight. Let's take a look at stories making the headlines. Government's payroll verification exercise uncovers over 700 ghost names. Ministry of Transport commences another phase of vehicle inspection across the country. And in Maryland County, dozens of partisans of former Maryland County Senator John Bali petition him to run for the 2020 senatorial election in the county. We begin the program at the Student University, where students at the university have on Tuesday protested in front of the main campus of the university, demanding the reopening of normal academic activities at the campus. According to the students, the university lacks the capacity to run its online program that was recently introduced.
The grounds of the main campus of the University of Liberia begin an interesting scene when an array of some aggrieved students gathered singing slogans and holding placards. The aggrieved students assembled in front of the main campus of the University of Liberia, demanding that the e-learning program, which was introduced by the school administration, be optional to students and teachers, not imposed.
E-learning should be an option. It is not a mandate. We must go back to our normal classroom teaching.
According to the Students' Unification Party, SU, the ruling establishment, CDC, and opposition political parties are venturing into political gatherings regardless of the fight against the COVID-19. The campus-based Students' Political Party Chairman Charles Songais argued that the government is allowing elementary, junior, and senior high students to obtain their face-to-face learning, something, according to him, is unfair to college students.
So far, the marketplaces are all open. So far, we have beaches open, entertainment centers. The fact that we have the Jamaican resort open and people are moving in their numbers, we will demand the university to open school to our normal classes. The university authority, they are compelled to listen to what we are saying. If they can't listen to what we are saying to reopen this university to normal school process, we'll be on the street for the next 1 month.
The e-learning platform has made students coming on the campuses with classrooms being empty. The students are now seen gathering at the campuses to share ideas on the e-learning platform, with some experiencing disappointment.
For me, I see it actually to be, firstly, it's like an embarrassment right now on the students, yes, because the institution has made it very imposing to the extent that students have to be impelled or forced to making sure that they go on the process. And right now, my brother, many classes now are getting disjointed because of the bad system of our internet and also the bad system of our learning process on the internet.
Before coming back to school, we start to hear about the e-learning process. And most of when I'm familiar with this e-learning process, it gets a tough time. Because when you have a class to attend, and those things that is given to you, you don't know. So now you go online, you don't have no instructor, nothing. So it gets a tough time.
On the other hand, some students like Rufus Cole believes that e-learning is a new way of digitalizing learnings at the university, something he wants students and teachers adopt and adapt.
If our university is trying to transform from that archaic form of learning and going to the technology form to compete with other universities out there, we have to adapt and adopt to the new system.
Student Cole, however, welcomed the decision by the Students' Unification Party demanding UL to make the e-learning program optional.
I also sit into their seat and I understood what they are going through. So, but I just encourage them to just accept the system. So, say is they see that it's challenging, they can just plan maybe 2 courses or 1 to be able to understand the system. Until then, further notice on whether we will go back to traditional learning. But I believe that this system will be part of the university. It will be optional in the latter days to come. That anything that if you want to do e-learning, you go that route. If you want to go traditional, you come. It's good, you know.
Despite the rising concerns emanating from some students and teachers on the newly introduced e-learning program, the state-owned and run university is still carrying out its digitalized learning program since the beginning of the 2nd semester. From the University of Liberia, I am Zach Totiama Sherman reporting for KMTV News.
The National Elections Commission has officially certificated the 4 collaborating political parties. They include the Alternative National Congress, the All-Liberian Party, Liberty Party, and former ruling Unity Party. KMTV's Ayeson Biba followed the ceremony and filed in this report.
Ahead of the December 8, May 10 senatorial election, National Elections Commission have certificated the 4 collaborating political parties as what they call
that the proposed alliance by the UP, LP, ALP, and ANC has met all the legal requirements to be certificated as a political alliance operating under the name Collaborating Political Parties, CPP.
Receiving the certificate of accreditation was chairman of the collaborating political parties, Alexander B. Comis. He said,
"We want to assure you and the Liberian people that we will be a responsible political alliance. We will exercise our rights under the Constitution of our country in the interest of the Liberian people. I want our people to know that this coming together is in their interest."
Scores of jubilant supporters were seen dancing, singing, and marching on the main street of Monrovia, heading for the headquarters of the ANC, which now hosts the CPP. Also in attendance was former Vice President and standard bearer of the Unity Party, Joseph Yuman Boyka.
You are witnesses to a very, very important occasion. An occasion that has a bearing on your lives and your future. The young people of this country, the women, who are going through the most difficult time. They tell you coronavirus, social distance, when you can be 10 in the room. I don't know how you can do that. They put you on a curfew when there are no toilets, you gotta go out. No running water, no electricity, and nobody even cares about these things.
But what are the views of women in the collaborating political parties? Charlene Bronskin is the daughter of deceased Liberty Party standard bearer, Councillor Charles Bronskin.
The women who have come together to not just support our leaders, but to make sure that the women move side by side with the men. And you agree? Yeah. We will not go anywhere unless we have an equal representation of gender in Liberia electoral politics. And you agree? There must be a space for the youth. There must be space for the women. But we need the men to join us.
Will the collaboration hold until 2023 remains the unanswered question. Ayeseniba, KMTV News, Monrovia.
Liberia is among 7 African nations that have committed to administer coronavirus antibody tests this week as part of measures to understand the extent of the outbreak on the continent. That's the World Health Africa CDC has disclosed. As our reporter Angela Noah reports, the Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention said the test will help determine the spread of the virus on the continent.
Liberia, Sierra Leone, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Cameroon, Nigeria, and Morocco are the first set of African countries that have committed to the program, as the Africa CDC says it anticipates more countries.
Those are the first set of countries that have committed. So remember, this will be an ongoing exercise until we get as many countries as possible. We as Africa CDC must be forceful and aggressive in pursuing this survey so that we truly know the picture of what is going on our continent. And as a continental body, it becomes incumbent on us to provide those answers very quickly.
The Continental Public Health Organization said the antibody test during such pandemic is very important and will determine the spread of the virus across the continent. Unlike the swab test, the antibody test will determine if a patient's immune system has developed antibody against the virus and will also identify individuals who have had the virus, as blood samples will be tested.
Public health testing in this outbreak or pandemic is very, very important. And the test.
Over on to this development since 2018, that's the final phase of verification government payroll system has found over 700 ghost names. The appalling situation has caused the government of Liberia to lose huge sum of Liberian dollars. Emmanuel Yensua is the Director General of the Internal Audit Agency. He spoke when he presented the documents to the ministry at a press conference in Monrovia.
This exercise achieved the cleaning of 792 ghost names for the national payroll. 792 names have been identified on those payroll as ghosts, thereby saving the dollar value for those names that we have identified as ghosts on the payroll is summed up to $173,833,364 Liberian dollar. That's annually. It is crucially relevant to mention that aside from the deletion of those ghost names for government's payroll, we have further recommended, among other things, the conduct of a forensic investigation to trace the source of recipients of the salary for those non-existing employees.
The Ministry of Transport, in collaboration with the Liberia National Police and the Liberia Revenue Authority, today commenced another phase of its regular inspection and registration of vehicles plying the street of Monrovia. The vehicles inspection exercise is a regular routine of the ministry that seeks to further ensure that lawful taxes due to government by vehicle operators or owners are paid. KMTV's Emmanuel Kokoi files in the report on day one of the inspection exercise.
Vehicles are once again lined up in long queues for inspection. Unlike other countries, Liberia's vehicle inspections and registrations are normally characterized by checking of documents for compliance rather than checking vehicles to ensure roadworthiness, so as to ensure public safety and the protection of the lives of drivers and passengers. At major intersections around the country, non-compliant vehicles are seen impounded until registration and issuance fees are paid by owners or drivers of these vehicles. The vehicle inspection exercise carried out by the Ministry of Transport across the country normally leads to outbursts between drivers and inspectors, at times causing scarcity of vehicles for passengers and other commuters. In 2019, the Liberia Revenue Authority (LRA) bestowed special honor on the Ministry of Transport for being a sector ministry that raised the highest government revenue during the 2018-2019 fiscal period. For KMTV News, this is Emmanuel Kokoi reporting from Monrovia.
Many thanks to our reporter Emmanuel Kokoi for that report. Over now to Maryland County, it appears that his political hope is not yet lost. Former Maryland County Senator John Ballard is again back in the political field. Mr. Ballard has been asked by a cross-section of citizens in the county to contest in the upcoming senatorial elections. But his comeback into politics has been mixed with rumors that he has pledged his support to another aspirant in the county. KMTV Baron Diop reports from Maryland County.
Hours to a major press conference, Mr. John Balu supporters paraded the streets to create more awareness about their loyalty to him during December special election. They gathered in their numbers and reaffirmed their support to the former Maryland senator. But just why, Mr. Nicholas Batty explains.
After making a critical research on the historical facts of infrastructural development and economic upbringing of our county, we have discovered that since of the 9 years that Honorable John A. Balu was serving as Senator of Maryland County, he was upgraded and ranked as Liberia's best senator. Therefore, we are strongly convinced and believe that Honorable John A. Balu is the best candidate for the upcoming December 8, 2020 May 10th Senatorial election.
He said the gathering was also intended to debunk the false statement made by some former supporters of Mr. John Balu.
The friends of Honorable John S. Balu is using this medium to denounce, demolish, and condemn the allegation made against us by former leader Mr. Thomas Nimland and former representative of Harper District, Mr. James Bani, that we, the friends of Balu, have pledged our support to him, Bani. This information is false. This information is fake. This information is misleading. And therefore, this information should be condemned to every extent.
As political tension heats up in the county, Marylanders are calling for a peaceful process. Reporting for KMTV News from Maryland County, I'm Brian Dio.
No story. Many thanks to our reporter from Maryland County, where it's now time that we take our break. We come back, we'll bring you more developments, including our correspondent from Bond County, where we'll be joining him live on the line to bring you unfolding development about the Bond County Community College.
But at this time, we will do everything we can to bring you together. No matter how far apart, we bring
Orange.
Looking for a quality and affordable insurance company? Then look no further. Peter Massaco Insurance, located in central New Jersey, is one of the best around. Peter Massaco Insurance specializes in homeowners insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, business insurance, and many more. We even offer a free financial planning consultation. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to make sure we provide affordable prices to our clients. We have a full bilingual staff to fit your needs as well. Let Peter Massaco Insurance help you today.
Many thanks for staying with us. A 16-year-old girl, Success Davis, that's visually impaired, has partially regained her sight after a successful surgery. But the lack of funding could hinder her chances of gaining full sight, as her parents are yet to pay the full amount of the surgery. KMTV's Lofty Winterwear files in this report.
In 2014, 16-year-old Success Davis developed health complications, including the loss of her sight due to wrong prescription from a clinic in Bond County. Young Success Davis sent out an SOS call on Wednesday, August 12, 2020, but is yet to receive a tangible help. Fighting against all odds to restore her health and save her life, Fatu Kota, administrator of the Christian Association of the Blind School, where Success resides with other visually impaired kids, took her to the John F. Kennedy Medical Center, where she successfully underwent her first surgery.
Said there is a possibility that Success sight will be restored. Yeah, he said there is a possibility if the second surgery is done. Financial support. We have not gotten any financial support from anyone out there with the appeal that we made with KMTV last week. Up until now, we have not heard anything from our friends and people that we asked for assistance. Well, just the first will be around $600 to $700 United States dollars. Yes, because I want to say thanks to GFK family.
Okay.
Yes, I want to say a big thank you because they never, put front that we should pay cash down. But they were concerned about this child going through the operation. So this is why we called it on KMTV to kindly assist us out there, others that are witnessing and viewing this interview, to kindly see how best they can come to JFK. They don't have to come to our institution. You can come to JFK, see the child, and see how best you can give a helping hand to her.
Miraculously, after the first surgery, doctors reveal, and it can also be seen, that success was able to regain 50% of her sight, which is a proof that she might fully regain her sight after the second surgery, according to the doctor. But money remains the obstacle to successful recovery, as the bill of the first surgery is yet to be settled. KMTV News, Lofty Winnow, JFK Compound, Monrovia.
The education sector has been one of the hardest hit sectors by the COVID-19 pandemic. As schools across the country prepare to resume based on the timetable and guidelines of the Ministry of Education, the Christian Association of the Blind is one of those learning institutions that has been heavily impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The school has run out of basic education and food supplies. KMTV Lofty Winnow reports once again.
In such difficult times, the Christian Association of the Blind, a school that caters to more than 40 visually impaired students, risked being shut down due to the lack of adequate school supplies.
Throughout the COVID-19, we sent most of our students home. The weekend I will start calling. We open in Monday, but we lack of chairs, basic materials. So we need for the government or NGO to help us with some of the materials.
The learning institution also has talented students with huge ambitions. Amongst them are potential singers and music engineers.
When troubles come and mine heart breaking me, and I am still then waiting in the silence until you come and say the word with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. Oh, be lifted. We let our God and worship you. Oh, be lifted. We praise your name. We let our God and worship you.
The Christian Association of the Blind School is gradually becoming the birthplace of professional singers in the country. In 2017, Liberian contemporary gospel musician Sima Weaver was also spotted at the same institution where he grew up. Lofty Winnow, KMTV News, Alto Community, Magibi County.
A mother of triplets has launched SOS Squad for she and her babies. Ellen Gapu, a resident of the Sokune community, said life is becoming difficult for she and her kids. KMTV Ayson Yiba visited the home of the triplets' mother and reported.
Caring for a child is a difficult task which many fathers escape, believing that a mother would take charge. Some mothers in Liberia deny themselves in order to prepare their children and becoming impactful to society. Despite all of their hard works, there are still numerous challenges they undergo. For Ellen Gakpo, a mother of 3 babies, or a triplets, all of whom are girls. Ellen said,
"Not easy, but it is God gave. God been finding ways. These children been helping me in the life when they grind. Everybody can be a baby mother. And all of us will be holding one person, giving in the bottle, while some in my hand.
The babies are Jacqueline the first, Jacqueline the second, Jackie deterred. Unlike single baby murders, Ellen says, mothers for many remains the most loved individuals in the world. Ayusin Diba, KMTV News, Monrovia.
Many thanks to our reporter Ayusin Diba for that report. Well, those were letters we have from you. From our news decks, on behalf of the entire team, my name is Anthony Kokoi. But before going home, here once again our stories that made the headlines. Government's payroll verification process covers over 700 ghost names. Ministry of Transport, in collaboration with the Liberia National Police, commences another phase of vehicle inspections in the country. And supporters in Maryland County petitions from Maryland County Senator John Balu to contest in the upcoming 2020 senatorial elections. Once again, many thanks for joining our news broadcast from across the globe. On behalf of the entire team here, my name is Anthony Kokoi. Good night.
Looking for a quality and affordable insurance company? Then look no further. Peter Massaco Insurance, located in central New Jersey, is one of the best around. Peter Massaco Insurance specializes in homeowners insurance, auto insurance,